This is Motherwell Daft. Hello there, I am Crofty in Canada.
And I'm Peter in Netherton. Good evening, Gary. How are you? Are we well?
Very well, very well. Obviously, this is the post-Dundee United chat. Have to say, first of all, thanks to everybody who's subscribed, commented and shared the podcast. We're growing. We broke into the top 200, as you mentioned in the last one, and I think it was 122 the last time I looked. So that's not too bad going for a podcast that just started this time last week. And thanks for all your comments as well. I particularly like the one that says, if you start to back move out of Fir Park, your podcast will crash. Which I totally get. I don't think I actually said that, to be honest. I think I was basically saying that we need to keep our mind open. There might be there might be safety reasons why we can't stay in Fir Park.
Possibly, that's the thing. I think we're just obviously I just kind of like giving you the news about the AGM, so you were kind of reacting to on the hop, as it were. So I think we'll wait and see. I think both of us said the ideal scenario would be to stay at Fir Park, but
oh yeah,
everything, we have to take everything into consideration. I'm sure the board and the powers that be will do the right thing. But anyway, yes, Dundee United, you must be chuffed. Your prediction was spot on. And never was a man hoping for a third goal more than me today, just to get one over on you.
Hey, by the way, there was over 8,000 fans there, 7,500 Motherwell fans.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic, and it was a lovely day when the game kicked off as well. We were basking in the sun, shielding our eyes from the sun in February at Fir Park, or maybe it was a dazzling football. Who knows?
I love that. You've got like your sunglasses on, and you've got like 4 layers. You know what I mean? A typical February at Fir Park.
But you the game sticking the Willie Hart on because you're getting a bit nippy as well. Wonderful.
Exactly. So 8,000 people in the ground, 7.5 Motherwell fans, and it was pretty much how I thought it was going to go. Dundee United weren't great. No. One of their 2 chances that they actually had was a fluke. It was a corner kick that hit the post or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. They did a wee spell after they made a quadruple substitution, which you don't see very often. I mean, they brought on like Sapsford, who I think's their top scorer, and Trapanovsky, who's a very kind of forward-thinking, kind of attacking wing-back come winger. And they caused us 1 or 2 problems. They actually pressed us a wee bit more because they were kind of doing the low block early in the game, and we were taking our time, being patient, passing it out from the back and getting opportunities that way. But they pressed us a lot higher. We made a few kind of errors in possession, which is unlike us. But the thing I loved today as well, we scrambled well in terms of we lost the ball, and then 2 or 3 players were getting back to try and win it back, getting back into position. Yeah. So we limited the chances they had. They had the one off the corner, as you say, and they also had one in the last minute where the boy was played in on the right side of the box and clipped it wide, but that was kind of like injury time. But before that, possession, 62% for Motherwell, 16 shots to 7. That speaks for itself as to the flow of the game in general.
Yeah, it's kind of what we predicted. Really, we expected. Right down to the result, of course, from me. Yeah. You know what I mean? 2-0.
Oh, yeah.
And in the end,
I mean, morally, it was 3-0. Morally, it was 3-0.
I actually thought I thought we were going to, when we started to get back into the game, I actually did think we were going to get another goal, to be fair. But do you know what? We'll take it. It was a nice, comfortable Motherwell victory. We, of course, have that game in hand as well to come, which, hopefully we can do something similar, up in Dundee against Dundee. But that's just 1 point behind Celtic, and they're going into the game against Rangers tomorrow, not as favourites, which is a worry when the Rangers fans get carried away, and they think they're going to win. So I think we might actually get the draw we're looking for. I think we might get that.
I think with Hearts winning, all that does is increase the pressure on both Rangers and Celtic. Both of them will be desperate to win, but they also know that they can ill afford to lose, which I think potentially might make the draw not quite a guarantee, but it's probably even more likely with Hearts getting a 1-0 win again. Like we thought Hearts would win. We predicted that. Hibs, conceded very, very late on. I thought Hibs might have just a win. You said a draw. Livy, St Mirren, again, that was a draw. We both thought that one would be tight. Some some interesting games in the Premier League today.
Wait a
But the
bit.
most important one was our win.
We need to mention Falkirk, though. I did not see that coming.
Wow, not to that extent. I thought they would win, but I mean, we've given them praise before, and I'm happy to do it again. They're a great footballing side. They're greater than the sum of their parts. They've got a brilliant, experienced head coach that seems to allow them to express themselves. Obviously, he's very switched on tactically, John McGlynn, but there seems to be a freedom that they play with. The same as that Jens gives the Motherwell boys a bit of license to, play within the system, but don't worry about making mistakes. That seems to be the kind of watchword. There's a trust that it's given there. I mean, full credit to Falkirk. I think they've pretty much get top 6 in the bag as well. And what an achievement for them. I mean, 5-1 as well. That's a crushing victory.
I know, it's unbelievable. And what I will say about the Hibs game, just to go back, is it just gives us a bit more daylight between us and Hibs as well. So it's a good point for us for them to get.
7 points is quite healthy as well. But to get back to our game now, you were obviously us and being in Canada, watching the game on the telly. So initially, you would have had a much better view of what happened around the penalty incident. And I've seen it now on Sports Scene. And the Dundee United player, Sevi, at the back, what an absolute clown for doing it. There's no danger. It's not like he made a tackle trying to stop Chalanda going through or an accidental handball. He's just lashed out off the ball. It's crazy.
He should have been sent off, Peter. I'm not being funny, but that was violent conduct. But somebody was saying that it was deemed as reckless rather than violent conduct.
Yeah, I think if he'd maybe hit him a bit higher, it might have been.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If he'd done that in Motherwell Precinct, he would have been arrested. He would have.
I think that's probably. You're probably right, but I think that's probably in refereeing terms the difference. I mean, it was stupid. I mean, but at the stadium they said VAR checking for possible violent conduct, and I thought, well, if it's a penalty, it's bound to be a red card. So everyone was surprised. But when you see the incident again, I mean, it hit him a very low blow, not quite as low, as a gentleman, thankfully, would want to avoid. But it was stupid because there was nothing happening. There was no danger at the Dundee United goal, and he's cost his team not just there, giving away the penalty. He was the guy that had the unfortunate, or I would like to say, hilarious deflection a minute into the second half for JT's second goal. So it's not been a stellar day for the United number 5. But who's bothered?
Thank God he was playing, and thank God he was still on the park, or we wouldn't have got that second goal quite as easily.
Well, I think looking at some of the way we played, at times we're cutting through them. The United had gone down to 10, we would have got 3, 4, 5 at times. I mean, it was good to see Big Thor come on. I thought he played really well. He had a good header.
He did.
Link-up play and hold-up play was tremendous. Slattery had a really good game. We're really unlucky with that shot that bent about an inch past the post. A couple of guys, I thought Eli was a wee bit quieter today, but still contributed.
He did.
The defence absolutely strolled through it at times. Big Welshie, Paul McGinn, superb at the back.
Best defence in Europe, as we discussed before, and still another clean sheet. Another clean sheet.
That's a club record for Callum Ward as well. Now 21
within
the season. So the last guy to have it was Trevor Carstner. One season he had 20, but this is now a club record for the one season. So well done to Callum Ward. But at the start of the season, a few mistakes potentially, and some people were thinking, "Oh, get big Aston Oxford back in the goals." But look at him now; he's absolutely flying. So well done, Cal. Absolutely brilliant.
Credit where credit's due. So 3 back-to-back wins. We've not done that for a while. In fact, what was it? Somebody said September 2023 was the last time we had 3 back-to-back wins, which is incredible. And only one home defeat all season. That's some form, innit, when you think about it?
I know. It's absolutely... I think I've seen something else today. With the last 25 home games, I think we've only lost 1. It's league and cup. I mean, that is incredible. It's unprecedented for Motherwell, let's be brutally honest. And it's great to see players playing with joy. Ibrahim Said is always great when he gets on the ball. Although again, he get himself booked today and was kind of like, he's going to do it at some point. He was going to do it at some point, do something absolutely mental. But you can't help but love the guy. you know.
Aye,
He's just
he works. He
absolute
works
box
hard.
office. Yeah, and
Yes,
some of
he
his
works
flips
hard.
and tricks.
Yeah,
He could beat
yeah.
two defenders in a phone box with playing with a balloon. Honestly, I really believe
Looking at
that.
the
He's really good.
looking at the league table tonight, it's
Yeah.
it looks at this moment in time, obviously Celtic and Rangers to play tomorrow.
Mhm.
Hearts are now looking like they've got a stranglehold, aren't they? They're starting to look, even though it was 1-0 against Aberdeen, apparently it was
Yeah.
they mauled them. Apparently it was way more than that if
Mhm.
you actually watched the
Yeah.
game. Did you watch the highlights?
I kind of flipped through them briefly there before we started, and I didn't see. Aberdeen had a couple of shouts for a penalty, but I don't really think either of them were, to be honest. I think Hearts. It's all about getting the wins. Kind of there is the amount of goals they score, the style. At this stage of the season isn't important. It's purely about winning matches, keeping the pressure on the old firm in particular, especially when you're playing 24 hours earlier than them. Getting the points on the board before they play adds a lot of
Hmm.
pressure. So it's
Yeah.
tomorrow's game will be interesting, and I think I can foresee a really tight game. Both teams will try and win, but if it's level towards the end of the game, you'll either see team being brave or thinking, right, let's not lose this point we've got at the moment. But
Hmm.
as I'm saying to people today, in terms of us, I've stated all along, and I've stayed here until we're in the top six in the last five matches. If we get to maybe 5 points, 4 points off the top, I wouldn't say we've got a chance. But if we are in that position, then we're the only team that will play without facing any pressure, because Hearts will get, as they get closer, we'll start to feel it. They'll really feel it. Rangers and Celtic, they are
Hmm.
judged by
Hmm.
winning trophies. And if they
Hmm.
are battling each other at the top of the table and we're sitting in behind by a few points, we could just have a real go at it, because there's no
Hmm.
pressure on us to win it, you know. But until we're in that situation, I'm still thinking we're fourth, and that's where we are at the moment, and we'll still fly under the radar. Thank you very much.
I think you made a good point. The last time we caught up, if we
Just
do win against,
just the one. Okay. Yeah.
well,
Fair
one more
enough.
than me, one more than me. To be fair,
You said
I
it.
think it's true. I think if we win against Dundee, right, and we do
Yeah.
win against Celtic, then that'll be
Oh,
really
that's the
interesting,
one.
because we've got Celtic, and then we've got Hibs,
Yeah.
Falkirk, and Hearts. We've got a really, really
That's a
interesting
run.
run of games.
That is a
Hmm.
run of games. I mean, Dundee, a few weeks ago, people have said Dundee should be fairly straightforward, but they picked up some results. I mean, they scored an absolute cracker of a goal in injury time to equalise against Hibs. Cammy Congreve, leg wing up's absolute perler. And they've scored 3 goals. Obviously, they've shipped a few, but our 2 games against Dundee this season, one each up there in September, kind of tricky second half. And then at Falkirk Park, it took us till 8 minutes to go. Callum Slattery header, and we kind of
Mm.
puffed and puffed. We missed a few chances, but they were difficult to beat. So next week's going to be a real test. And Dundee have picked up some results. I've got a bit of form. So a win isn't guaranteed, but we're going
Yep.
there with confidence. We're playing well. We're defending well. Any
Yep.
win, come away with a 1-0 next week, I will be delighted. If
Me
we
too.
can, then we go to Celtic and we win there, and I think that will be the statement victory if we can.
Yeah.
But we'll speak about that in due course.
Aye.
But you're
Aye.
right in what you say. That would the one I think people will then sit up and take notice.
Yeah. No, definitely. Well, listen, another great weekend. What a time to be a Motherwell
Oh,
fan. So we'll
isn't it?
catch up all over again. Do you know what I watched last night? Just finally,
Go on.
I watched the highlights of the Scottish Cup win. Just we were talking about Cycle. Remember, we were talking about Colin O'Neill
Ah, yeah,
during the week, and that
yeah.
goal, man. And I was watching the goal in the semi-final,
Oh
but
my
then
goodness.
obviously he didn't make the final, although
No.
because he was injured. But I
Aye.
watched the goals to the semi-final, and then I had to go and watch the actual the highlights of the final, and
Yeah.
it was just great. It was great to watch it again. It really was. It was.
I mean,
It was a
it's thinking
brilliant
it's 30,
game.
35 years ago. It's absolutely insane. I mean,
Aye.
Colin being on the bench for the final is the only time Tommy made a kind of emotional decision with his team, because
Yeah.
I mean, a minute to go in extra time. I mean, Colin O'Neill hobbled on to the park.
I know. Yeah.
And the big softy, John Phillips probably should have been on the bench that day, but I think it was the goal that he scored in the semi-final, which you say it's the ultimate kind of sliding doors moment for Motherwell. That doesn't go in. Who knows what happens? But that would be that's a wonderful moment. You know what I mean? And you mentioned Colin O'Neill. We want to say anything potentially in advance as a teaser.
I mean, I think it'd be great to catch up with Psycho. It'd be absolutely brilliant. I think we should do. I think we should definitely do some bonus drops meeting some of these players. And what a great place! What a great place to start. Psycho, man.
Yes,
he would be amazing.
I think. And Check Young style, I can exclusively reveal that we may have done some background work on that.
You need to do the bit before it. You need to do the bit before it.
You can do that.
I can exclusively reveal.
I tell you what, Jonathan Watson's really worried now, isn't he? Yeah, I think
time up.
No, we are going to have a chat with some players, and Colin O'Neill may indeed be the first one we're doing. So look out for that coming out. Obviously, this one will be dropping very shortly. We'll do our usual preview for next week. But as we said last week, don't forget, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Please subscribe, like, share, tell your pals, put it on all your fan groups on Facebook. Spread the word, and let's get this Motherwell podcast flying up the charts quicker than Motherwell are flying up the league.
And thanks for all the nice comments. There's been some nice comments as well. So and keep giving us your feedback, because we want to hear that as well.
Yeah, all right, your podcast. So give us the ideas. Give us your ideas, folks.
Yeah, tell us what you want. That's a bit cheesy, but that was a really cheesy line. It's not our podcast; it's your podcast. You know what I mean? That's. Listen, I'm going to go before we lose any more credibility here. All right. Have a great Saturday night.
Yes. I'm off
to watch the highlights and crack open my beer. That's what I'm going to do.
That sounds like a good Saturday night. Good man. Good to talk to you again, buddy.
You too. Have a good week. Catch you later.
Yes, we will do. Take care.